Hello everybody and welcome back to Keep It Real, episode number 61 now. Amazing. Now, I'm going to walk and talk, I guess you could say. Actually, yeah, let's not get straight into that. So, today's going to be a harvesting day. Certainly starting it anyway. Depends how long it takes, I guess, really. Depends on the size of the actual harvester that we do get. But I'll do the normal chores. God, their food is actually getting low, look. So 652 litres. I better do... Why does it not let me? There we go. I better do that. Now, we are getting quite low, actually, of food. I missed out, didn't I? Last episode, was it? Maybe the episode before, but I missed out on that cheap pallet of food, which is a bit annoying. In fact, we might completely run out now, so... do you know, I reckon this might completely empty us. Yeah, we need to get some more food for them, but that's not the priority. I mean, we could even spare a little bit of the grain that we're going to harvest now, really, couldn't we? Just to top these ducks up. I don't know if I ended up spilling some food there, I don't know. Unless it's full. Oh, okay, no, it is full. I'll tell you what, I better do that now, while I remember. Because again, you know what my memory is like. Right, so we're okay for a minute, but to be honest, this food is not going to last. So, yeah, I need to do something about that. Let's just leave that there. We'll leave that in the middle. We'll do that later on in the episode. So, yeah, we're going to go to the shop. Now, I've been toying with the ideas. Do I try and make £4,000 and buy that harvester which was in the shop? Or do I just lease a harvester and potentially have to pay an extra day's fee on it? Which I think is inevitable. But, I don't know, I'm undecided. I'll keep thinking about it while I'm making the journey back to the store. But either way, making the journey to the store needs to be the priority. I suppose, again, I'm talking and I'm not doing the basics, am I? Let's check in on those cows, because they are munching that food relatively quickly. So, I mean, they've still got just under 8,000 litres. Still the same amount there. Not due to have babies yet for a little while. Probably September time from a game point of view. We should have increased our cows slightly, ever so slightly. Right, let's jump in here. Oh yeah, I forgot about that fuel light. Do you know, I didn't realise until I was editing it. Bendercat made a point. I trusted he would, but I kind of said that I needed to get fuel pretty much a split second before I drove past the point where you get fuel. Just how it works, isn't it? It's just me all over. So we'll do this. Oh dear. Let's do this in that view. That's better. So I do hope everyone's well and keeping really good. So I've not done an episode over the weekend. Obviously, I kind of pre-warned you about the roleplay story mode again, just because it's time-consuming. But I do need to get one of those done. I don't want to leave it too long, because I might end up losing some people who like to watch it, and I don't want to be doing that. But for a minute, it's easier for me to produce these, so that's what we're doing. Now, I'm really looking forward to getting back on Alma now, actually. Just because there's a decent harvest coming up. In fact, I've not been back on there since the episode that you would have seen already. Oh, I forgot about that milk tanker too. I better get that. Yeah, but when I skip through to the next month on Alma, I imagine the fields will be ready to harvest, which slightly bigger harvesting compared to this series. Obviously, a pretty big harvester in comparison to what we'll probably lease anyway. But yeah, I do want to get people on with me to help me on that one. But I am excited. It's just finding the time to do it. Now, come on, let's head over to the shop. I have also been thinking, down at that bottom plot of land, where I'm talking about expanding the size of the field, which is a no-brainer, I could probably expand the whole olive production in terms of how many olives we're producing. I reckon I could plant 2 more olive trees, maybe, on the left-hand side, opposite side of where the grape vineyards are. I reckon that'll work. Anyway, let's have a look in here. Now, I've not checked this today. So we were toying with the idea of either buying this, which is 22,553, is 180 horsepower. But I do like it, and it will be great to own our own equipment, not lease all of the time. Eventually, you know, part of that whole end game thing, we need to have equipment like this actually owned. That's, you know, not only we got to own the farm, we have to own the equipment to kind of call it a successful farm. So we do need to buy a harvester at some point, and that's a good deal. We might not get that deal again. But what it does mean is I've got to muck around for the first chunk of this episode trying to figure out how we're going to make money. And that's not ideal. We need to get straight into it, really. I'll just see if anything else is... Oh, that's interesting. A pallet of barley. Okay, so we did miss out, actually, in the last episode of the episode before. Whereas now, I think... I just... Yeah, I don't know why I'm thinking about it. Why am I even thinking about it? £430. Nice, cheap pallet of duck food. Yeah, we won't buy that. That works out a lot more expensive. Did I not already see that harvester? It's unusual you see the same thing in the shop twice. So 969 there. And 940. It really, really wants me to buy that harvester, but I can't do it. Not to mention the crop destruction you do with the tractor, which is actually kind of towing this harvester. Yeah, I can't do it. No good. Not really anything. Although actually that's pretty knackered. Look at the state of it. But that's actually a pretty good deal, isn't it? 5,488. Yeah, I haven't used a lot of John Deere in this series either, have I really? If anything at all, actually. I don't know. Maybe I haven't got anything John Deere. And I'm pretty certain that would be available. Do you know what? Let's start the episode. 5,488. I've been moaning about the mower for ages. Episodes and episodes I've been moaning about that mower. I don't have to anymore. So a little kind of side quest, a side mission. Let's bring back the mower at some point and return the lease on it. That would save a few bills, wouldn't it? That'd be nice fun. I used that mower, I think, in Saskatchewan. I'm pretty sure it's pretty damn wide. And I've done all of that, spent £6,000, and I didn't actually look at harvesters, honestly. Memory like a goldfish. Right, so, I've got no choice now. I was literally just saying, can we raise the funds to get this? And then I've spent so much money, we ain't raising the funds to buy that now, are we? It ain't happening. It's made my mind up for me. So what I was thinking was either go for this one here, if I remember, 155 horsepower, or the equivalent class, that one there, 160 horsepower. And from a combination point of view, I can't remember what I said would be suitable for, actually. Okay, I'm not sure. Now, something I am, by the way, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm not really saying it as I'm thinking it, but I was going to plant all of these fields the next batch around in canola. And then I thought, again, I was talking to John at work, and let's do something a bit different. It's not very often I do sunflower. And the animations on sunflowers are just cool, aren't they? I just think they're a really good kind of wow detailed crop. So I'm actually going to go sunflower. On the next batch, all of the fields go sunflower. We can, of course, produce sunflower oil from those. So it's just a no-brainer. It's a bit different to canola. And I could still place the bees, which will produce honey as a bit of side income, but they will, in fact, increase the yield on the sunflower as they do with canola. So that works quite well. Now, I quite like the look of this one. So let's just see. Right, so to lease it here and now, 3,300, and it's going to cost 650. I'm assuming the 650 is being charged every time I skip. Do I just, while I'm here? How much is the bigger one to lease? Because if we're going to keep it long term, it's going to cost me an extra 1,000 per day. Is more expensive as well. Oh, but interestingly, it doesn't charge more for the increase in horsepower. Now, I will just say, I do apologise. I've got a headset on and I can still hear it. So you may well hear the washer machine in the background. You know, a man's got to do his chores. I've got no option. The missus will kick off when she gets home if I haven't done the chores. So yeah, I've just stuck a load in the washing machine. You may hear it. I don't know. I have fiddled a little bit with some compression settings in the recording software rather than the microphone, which hopefully means you can still hear me relatively clearly, but you can't hear the background noise, the turtle tank in the background making its rippling noise, or even the amount of fans that I have to turn on when I'm running this game with pretty decent graphics. It doesn't have to make things get hot, so I've got to have a lot of fans running. In fact, I've got, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 additional normal size fans, and then 1 extra additional fan, which is probably 6 inches in terms of its size. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of fans on, and they are quite noisy. Anyway, stop talking rubbish. Do I... Oh, I don't know, you know. I don't know. We do still need to harvest, lease a potato harvester. No, let's just stick with the original one. So this one here, we will lease this one. 3.5 grand. I think we're going to be paying the per work day at least once. I'm sure of it. We probably won't do an hour's worth of physical work in it, but we're going to be having it for 2 days. I don't think we're going to get all of it done in July 2, which is what game day we're playing on currently. So we'll lease that. Let's lease it. Let's just do it. Come on, stop talking. Now, I've got to find the right header for it. Let's just refresh my mind. That was the smallest of the dominators. So, in theory, it will use one of the smallest headers. But which one? 4.5, 5.1. Do you reckon we can get away with the 5.1? There's only one way to find out, isn't there? Let's do it. So it doesn't really cost a lot anyway, does it? So 433 to lease that. Again, we'll get an extra charge for a day, but that doesn't matter. Good. So I've just got to finish this now with getting a trailer of some sorts, because there is no way, realistically, we'd be driving all the way down to the bottom. Now, is there a cheap... yeah, I was going to say, I thought there was something cheap. Hopefully, hopefully, you can probably hear the little washing machine. Does your washing machine make a little sing song to you when it finishes? Does it play a little tune? Sounds like something out of Peppa Pig. I hope that doesn't come up as copyright for that kind of weird Peppa Pig type theme tune that it plays to me. I'll stop talking so you can hear it. Oh, mate, it's still going. I don't know. It's still going. Do I need to worry about colours? No, I don't, clearly. But it doesn't cost me to do it. So let's just do it. Let's make it look something like it. Right, £40. Can't moan about that. Wonderful. Right, that was the reason I came here. Now, we'll drive the truck around the back, even though we won't be using this for a moment. But we'll drive it around there anyway. Now, I've got to really, really think about this now, because, of course, this is where the whole not transporting between vehicles becomes interesting. Because if I was to... Wow, look at the size of it. If I drove this harvester down to the bottom field, which I think is what I'm going to do first, then how do I get back to the yard to get the tractor to unload it for whatever kind of grain or anything we have? Yeah, this is going to be an episode, and I've not done it for a very long time, not since the original. But I'm going to have to phone a taxi in this episode. I think I might drive down with the harvester, start the harvest, and as it's starting to fill up, we'll call the taxi. Try to figure out how to start it. There you go. You think it's funny, isn't it? I've got to open the cupboard to get the steps down. How are you meant to climb into it? Yeah, we'll have to call the taxi to get back to the shop. To get back to the yard, sorry. To then drive down with some sort of tractor and the trailer. And, yeah, unload. Now, these actually let you connect them like that, which is fine. It's typical that that trailer's facing the way I'd rather it didn't. But I might be able to manoeuvre it on there. Does look plenty big enough though, that's alright. That's something I wasn't too sure about. Come. Hopefully it will lock onto here. I'm not lining that up too great though, am Yeah, hopefully now when I drop it... There we go. It moved a tiny bit. Amazing. And I'm pretty sure... I didn't actually check, but I'm pretty sure these class do have showing eyes on the back of them. I hope so, anyway. Otherwise that adds to the problem, doesn't it? Right, we'll leave it running. Run around the back. There we go. Cool. I haven't got to connect hoses, have I? Nope, it's too old school for that. Ideal. Oh, this is nice. Wow, look at it. This is relatively modern compared to what we're used to. Right, let's go for it. Let's make a move. Yeah, bottom field first. The reason I'm thinking bottom field first is we can chuck that into our mill, which, by the way, I didn't realise, but it's called an old American grain mill or windmill, but it does look quite European. It does look quite British, so it still kind of suits the series. But anyway, let's head on down. And yeah, we'll start harvesting that first field, get it producing some flour as quickly as possible. By the time then we come back and do the second field, we've only got a very short trip to get to the shop to return it and hopefully avoid as many costs as possible. Now, having 8,612 on this series is still a very abnormal amount. We're still benefiting from all of the wood that we sold. For definite. God, this thing is slow. Yeah, we're still benefiting, but it's going to run out. We're spending it far faster than we're earning, and that is for sure. Right, I'll keep going. This might take me a little while. I will catch you down at the bottom. Here we are. Yeah, that just took a while. Although I've just realised, looking at the top corner, I haven't put the time up to ×10, so that's a good start, isn't it? I'll do that in just a moment. Now, it's typical. The header is facing the wrong way. So, I need to turn that around somehow. Safely, if I can. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I pull into here. We won't park it in here because it isn't our land. We don't own that. I don't want to annoy any neighbouring farmers, but while the roads are quiet, let's just stick that like that. Yeah, that would do. Probably in the way of ourselves, actually. That will not do. Right, let's think about this. Oh, I like this. Give me lots to think about, isn't it? Right, let's put it away a little bit, just so we got room to kind of turn at the end. Yeah, let's do it like that. Because, of course, I don't have a tractor here. Relatively handy, that is, to move that header trailer out of the way. So that, right, okay. Stop mumbling. Let's get on with this. This is exciting. 61 episodes. And yes, we've done a little bit of harvesting, kind of normal arable grain harvesting in contracts. And yes, I guess we did a tiny bit of harvesting in our own field. Back when, well, what is now the farmyard, which isn't even a field. Yeah, but that was that was potato harvesting up a hill, which was very difficult. So this is the initial harvest. Oh dear, I just got hit in the head by the steps then. Any hoses? Yeah, I didn't see them, but it connected something. Right, let's do this. Will it run this size header as well? Unfold. There we go. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, it runs it lovely actually. Probably could have got away with it a little bit more. Now, I don't want it to do that. So let's have a look. How can I change it to whatever they call it? What do they call it? A swath. There we go. So enable straw swath. Cool. Because we need the straw, don't we? We really need that straw because actually, if I didn't say it, I might have said it. I can't remember. But the cows are not producing any manure because there's no straw in there. Yeah, it's not very good. The straw swath animation is unusual, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, not amazing. Right, we're going. Let's turn that out menu off. Let's switch the time up to times 10. There we go. That was not good. And we'll get on with this harvest. Yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't know what we're going to get out of it. Of course, we didn't plant this field. All of these crops are inherited. What we did manage to do is cover it with a coating of, I think it was liquid fertilizer, wasn't it? Or did we just herbicide it? I can't remember. But we did something to it. And actually, look, in one kind of run, we've made 2,233 litres of grain. Actually, that isn't bad, you know. That isn't bad. Hopefully, if we get that popped into the windmill, which we may see from over here. Yeah, we can see it over there working now that the trees aren't in the way. Pay attention to what I'm doing. And now that those trees aren't in the way, we can see it. Look, it's over there. It's working hard. Producing us some olive oil, hopefully. Amazing. It does look strangely odd, though, not having trees there. But yeah, I don't overly like it. Right, anyway, I'm not being 100% efficient here, am I? I'm not making the most of the width of the header. Let's pop this into a little time lapse. And, yeah, I'll catch you in a moment. Right, here we are. Pretty much a full tank any second now. Wonderful. Right, let's pop that open. And then we're going to turn off the engine because, well, we ain't doing anything for a minute. We ain't doing anything for a minute. So we'll leave that there. We're still shooting out a decent amount of straw yield there as well, isn't there? Cows will be happy. Yeah, let's jump into the pause menu. So again, keep it real series. I don't do this very often, but to imitate the taxi, what we do, so we're not going to jump to the vehicle, but we are going to, there we go, forgot how to do it then, it's been so long. We are going to set an AI worker to come to us. Now hopefully, they don't have any major problems getting to us. So we'll stick it there. It does say drive into target. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to just wait and see, won't we? Amazing. Now, oh, it's jumpy to it, of course. It would do. Jump back. Right, that's not how we work, is it? So, forget you didn't see that bit. So, we are here, and we'll have to just keep an eye open for the taxi. Now, of course, you'll see in the top corner, the cost is going down. The price is going down, sorry. Our monetary value is going down, and that's because we're currently already paying that taxi driver to come pick us up. So, amazing. Oh, my control's gone a bit funny. There we go. That's better. Right, while we're here and we're doing nothing, we'll go for a nice gentle jog. I forgot that our land was actually so close. So I do kind of have a tractor to hand, but I don't have the trailer down here. I should have thought about that, shouldn't I? I should have brought the trailer down with a Unimog. Yeah, that might actually be the solution. Get the taxi driver to drop us back to the store, and we'll pick the trailer up with the Unimog. That would be better. We can use the taxi to the taxi. We'll use the tractor. I combined taxi and tractor into one word then. Did you like that? We'll use the tractor to bring the grain here. I can't even talk. How is this doing? 478 litres of olive oil. Now that's impressive given that we've only really skipped through, you know, a very, very small amount of the month. Maybe quarter of the month by the time we put the oil in there at the end of the last episode. That's pretty good. Again, here's what I'm thinking here. The track, I mean, I could even keep the track a bit closer to this side here and put an olive tree, one here and one here. Again, set them all to distribute because it is right there, and that will just really, really ramp up our production here of olive oil. Now, I need to do something because got some grapes too, nice. I need to do something because I want this series to end around the same sort of time as when FS25 comes out. And of course, you know, I can get straight into Keep It Real 2, I guess, if I can call it that, on that new game, that Farming Simulator 25. That's going to be amazing. But between here and now, got quite a lot of money to make. When when I'm mucking around here with saying that I'm well off because I've got 8,557, which currently is going down. I need to do something special to buy that farm and kind of complete the end game in not very long, really. I don't think we have got 100 episodes. I think maybe we've got 15 to 20 more episodes. So I need to come up with something. I need to ramp it up. And I just think now that we've put the investment down, now that we've spent the money, the olive oil is the way to go. And sunflower oil potentially once we've done this. Now, one thing that didn't work out, I don't know what you think, but it was nice to do the interactive mods, make some tomato juice, but that just seems like something which actually for effort, I don't mind putting the effort in, just doesn't really seem worth it at all. Anyway, you don't really make anything out of it. So yeah, it's great to do something different, but we probably won't do that. And that makes me think, do I need that greenhouse? Do I really need that greenhouse? I don't know, I'm not so sure. Now, I can see that the taxi is nearly here at the bottom, but I don't want to see that. Because I can't afford to have sat-nav on my phone. So, here it is. I've just got to sit there for a minute. We're going to jump into the taxi. And we're going to ask him to take us back to the shop, if you don't mind, please. Oh dear. If I can remember how to do it. Set a destination, there we go. Take me back to the store, please, Mr. Taxi. Cool. Hopefully, he figures out, yep, he pulled out in front of another car, but hopefully he figures out that he needs to turn around. I'm glad, because if he drove me the long way around the map, I'd be a bit annoyed. Right. So, yeah, we're just going to leave him do his own thing. I might crop this bit out, I might cut it and kind of play it again when we get a bit closer. But either way, I'm not driving. I am literally just chilling here, looking at the scenery, admiring the map. What a lovely map it is. And, yeah, paying an incredibly expensive taxi bill. I think it's just cost me about 60 quid just for him to pick me up. So, yeah, £120 taxi bill. Cool. What an expensive taxi. Rip-off. Right, here we are. That must have been the slowest taxi driver I've ever been with. But, well, we got here in one piece. He's a safe driver. Yeah, he barely exceeded 20 miles per hour the whole time he was here. And he even stopped and gave me a little visual of that random bit of like flooded ground on the way. I don't know why, it just stopped. Now, this is just me driving, by the way. I'm just going to spin it around here and stick it back in the kind of taxi rank, and that'll do it. Cool. Cost us an absolute fortune. It cost over £100 for definite. Yeah. Right. Gonna head on back, and I might as well take something else here with me, haven't I? Because I've actually gone a little bit crazy with what I've been spending the last couple of episodes. Yeah. It's been really, really crazy. Maybe I'll take back the baler, because the mower needs to go to the bottom. Yeah, we'll take back the baler. We need to come back at some point and get that food. Could probably get away with doing that right at the beginning of the next episode, actually. Now, while I'm here, this time, I will say it, I need to get fuel. I need to get fuel. I will still forget by the time I pull forward. But first things first is I need to connect to this baler without actually destroying it. There we go. Right, come on. I need to get fuel. I need to get fuel. I must get fuel. And to be honest, whilst we are rich with our £8,431 that we have, Let's just fill it up. This is going to be doing a bit of karting in the next couple of episodes, I think, actually. We're going to be using this quite a bit. And hopefully the other tractors are doing pretty good for fuel. I hope so. Oh, seeing that money go down so quickly, though, is not a nice feeling, is it? It's really not a good feeling. Wish it would go down a bit quicker, though. There we go. £239. Yeah, that is, compared to today's standard, that's probably pretty cheap, actually. Right, come on. It is now 16 minutes past 11 game time. We need to get this back, quick sharp, get that trailer, fill it up with grain, and then get on with the harvest, carry on going. It's certainly not looking promising to get both fields done within one kind of episode. So we are definitely going to get a bit of a charge. But it's alright. We still got time to make money before the bills are due. But yeah, of that 8 grand, pretty much 3.5 grand of that's already spent, isn't it? So we don't have a lot of money. We do not have much money at all. Does struggle a little bit with that hill. Every single piece of equipment I have seems to struggle with that hill. Right, let's get on down. We'll back this up, maneuver it into the garage, the nearest kind of doored part to us. If I can reverse straight, maybe. This really didn't come out too bad at all, actually, did it, this piece here? It's quite nice to drive on. It's not too much of a hill. It's not too bad. I think I rescued it. I rescued it quite well. Now, I have been working on just producing a kind of time-lapse episode of when I built the Court Farm annual show, or the annual Court Farm show, which was quite a while ago. I recorded the whole thing, and it was like 4 hours of footage, and it's just been sat there, and it's probably taken up, 4 hours, because I record at a very high bit rate. It's probably taken up, I mean, maybe even 100 gig of space. Those recordings, honestly, it's taken up a lot. Not that I'm struggling for memory, but it's just nice to kind of clear what you don't need, isn't it? So I've started the process on getting them into a time lapse. I think I'm going to divide the whole entire process into 4 15-minute time lapse episodes, and just with a little bit of background music. I've actually got currently, and I'll have to wait and see if I get some sort of copyright warning, but the first 15 minutes, which is pretty much ready to go. You may have even seen it by the time you've seen this episode, actually, I'm not sure, but I've got the Queen Live Aid performance as the kind of entire backing song to the whole episode. So I don't know if I'm going to get any kind of copyright warnings. It may do. I've done some things before with a little bit of Queen, and I had to give 50% of the earnings to Queen, which was fine. But they were more than welcome to the 27p or whatever that I made from that episode. It's, every little helps. If I'm helping Queen out, I don't mind. But yeah, I don't know, I might have to pay them all of the revenue. I might not even be able to use it at all, to which I'll have to find some different backing music, I guess. But I think this time I'm going to go this way, just for a change. But yeah, so I don't know, you might have already seen it, or it might come out after. I might try and get this episode out maybe on the Wednesday, get the bit of time lapse kind of watch me build type thing on Thursday. And yeah, if you don't enjoy my landscaping, at least you'll have a little bit of Queen Live Aid, which, by the way, I mean, it's obvious I like Queen. I like lots of music, to be honest with you, but that Queen performance at Live Aid, even though I wasn't actually alive, that was quite an impressive performance. I think the majority can agree, no matter where you are. Right, how long is this going to take me? Not very long at all, actually. That was not too bad. That was not too bad. Now this Unimog's got decent tyres on it, hasn't it? So I don't see anything wrong with me kind of driving up the field with a Unimog. I mean, it is a bit of a workhorse really anyway, isn't it? So let's drive up here, we'll unload the trailer. We'll do... To me, it's kind of, in a way, it's cheating, because this is a lot faster than a tractor. But again, it's definitely the kind of vehicle you'd use as a workhorse, right? Otherwise, why would it have a PTO on it? Right, let's get this unloaded. Unloads relatively speedy. Realistic pace, I guess. Amazing. We did alright though. We got a decent amount of grain then. Can't remember what I said, but that was over 5,000 litres there, and we've only done, I mean, not even a third of the field? Probably not. A little bit more than a quarter, not quite a third. Pretty good. This is a decent yield for a field that we didn't plant, and yeah, it needs quite a bit of work doing to it. Its pH levels are awful. So this isn't a bad yield really. Right, let's get on with this now. I'll stick it into another time lapse, and yeah, I'll catch you in a minute. There we go. Another full load. Amazing. Amazing. Right, let's run down. Grab the Unimog. Yeah, this is going pretty good. So that's over 10,000 litres of grain, and we've still got a chunk to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another full load. Maybe even more than that. This is good. This is pretty good. And when this is converted into flour, which shouldn't take too long, actually it's going to be worth a decent amount of money, you know. This will be a boost. This will be a boost. What I need is us to start earning more money than what you get from silage contracts, because the last thing I want to do is turn this into kind of a silage contract type series, which I've done quite a bit of, haven't I? I have done a reasonable amount of that already. Now, trying to fill the trailer up as level as possible. I just managed to reverse about 4 foot with a trolley, and I didn't muck it up, so that's good. My my dolly driving is getting much better. Right, we'll leave that there. Let's get on with this now. Come on. Right. Press the right button. There you go. Turn the engine off. That's a good start. Good. This is going real good, isn't it? Now, I don't think I made a rule that I couldn't have workers. This wasn't a series where I'm not allowed to have a worker. It was always about not being able to afford a worker. Whereas now I kind of can afford it. Only just. But I think it's reasonable to employ maybe the French version of Terry. What would you call the French version of Terry? I mean, I could just say Thierry, couldn't I? So let's employ Thierry. His surname is not Henri, I'm sure. Anyway, right, that would just give me the opportunity now, wouldn't it, to get this taken to the mill. Oh, that's good. I mean, it filled 69% with the 2 loads there. So if I just waited around for another full load, it would have overfilled it anyway. Good. And I'll tell you what, I didn't fully upgrade this Unimog, did I? So it does struggle a little bit with the weight of this trailer, actually. It's not perfect. Good. But it also doesn't slip on the ground, so that's interesting. No cars come in. Let's make the very, very short trip over to the windmill. We'll use our little entranceway for one of the last times. This will not be here very soon, but we'll try and get up close to that. No, what I didn't check is, do I have the clearance to drive this through here? I do. Not that there's a collision anyway, but you know, realistically, I did probably just take out, I don't know, 50 or so olives and mix them in the grain. Right, I've got to get this to the right place, and now. I didn't think about how close I'd get it, did I? Although it gave me the trigger then. Really, I should be a bit closer, shouldn't I? And yeah, my dolly reversing skills clearly aren't that improved. But that should do it. About there. Come on, about there somewhere. Good. What's it doing? Why is it not unloading? There we go. Cool. So yeah, it unloads a bit weird out of this trailer actually. So clearly I've just unloaded grain onto the floor. But I can't help where the triggers are, can I? This is a cool mod. This is a cool mod. I love the little like creaks and whines it's making. Very realistic. Now, how are we doing? Let's jump inside of the actual house and we will set it to producing, what have we just put in? Wheat. So we want to activate wheat flour. Get that starting to make something for us. Now I know obviously that will probably slow down the olive production, but that's fine. It's not a problem, is it? Where's the prices? There we go. So when was the best price to sell olive oil? Which is May. Oh wow, we're going to be sitting on that for a whole year, really. Okay, so that's fine. When's the best price to sell? What's the other thing we're making? Flour. That's it. We're making flour. Where the heck is flour now? It's not going to be that far down, is it? No. Clearly, I've just gone straight past it. Where is flour? There it is. So 1,238. And that's in December so far. So actually, we want the flour production kind of working better than the olive production, don't we? Great. Okie dokie. And let's just sanity check while we're here. I'm assuming is it 1-to-1 on flour? Is it 2-to-2? What was it? 5 wheat make 4 flour. Okie dokie. Well, it does make you a bit more money, doesn't it? Probably doesn't make you a huge amount of money, but it makes you a bit of money. Right, let's get going. Back to the field. Looks like Thierry's got a full tank, so I need to stop mucking around and chatting. It's already 13:55. It's probably already a half an hour episode. Yeah, we're not going to get the second field done. I mean, I've still got to manually move the harvester and everything back to the other field, to our original field. That alone takes quite a bit of time out of an episode. So, yeah, it's not going to happen this time, I don't think. But look at this. How on earth? Oh, I started him off that side. Alright, okay. No bother. Spent quite a bit out on wages, you know. That expensive taxi and now paying someone to help us with the harvesting's cost us a couple £100 a day. But hopefully he's smart enough to get straight on with it and finish the last little bit. And of course, picking up the straw here is quite a priority as well, really. We want to get these fields harvested as quickly as possible, but I need to get some straw to the cows. They really need it. Well, they don't really need it, to be honest, but we need it. I need that manure. I need that manure producing at full power, to be honest, because, yeah, the olive tree needs it. The olive tree really needs it. Good. And clearly the union milk does slip a little bit, doesn't it? Right, okay. So let's just leave that here. We'll jump over. We'll take over from Thierry because he's just missing bits. What are you doing? So yeah, we'll jump over from him now. Do this very, very last small bit. And then I don't know. I mean, maybe it's time to end the episode. Probably. Successful as it's been though. Lovely. That's us pretty much done. This has been a good little harvester as well, actually. It's had no problem at all with this size header. I could have even maybe gotten away with the other size, the next size up. That would have saved a little bit of time. Would have saved the amount of swaths of straw as well, I guess. But right, let's get that opened out like that. Good. So another 1,525 litres. Not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. What's that? Rounded up, nearly 17,000 litres on this field. On a field which we didn't kind of look after before we planted. It's probably a little bit bigger than the other field, but it makes me wonder. We should get a decent yield on that other field as well. Decent yield on the other field. That would be nice. Now, for a minute, let's just pop this. Oh, I'll tell you what. Shouldn't be wasting anything, should we? Definitely not. 3 litres? I can't believe I was just about to waste 3 litres a day. What is wrong with me? Not on this series. No way. That looked like quite a bit of grain for 3 litres. Good. Right. Try again. Yeah. We'll get this parked up onto the header trailer, ready to go for the next episode. Dump that last bit of grain into the mill, get that working, and then yeah, I think successful episode. It's been a very long time on this series where I've actually done an episode where it's just harvesting. Now the channel is going to be pretty boring when it comes to harvesting, really, because the next episode of this is going to be harvesting. The next episode of Alma is going to be harvesting. Yeah, to go from hardly any harvesting at all to all of a sudden now harvesting, you know, 3 or 4 episodes in a row. I apologise in advance, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Right, let's move that onto there. Lovely. I'm sure in real life it won't suddenly connect itself to a trailer like that, but there you go again. Limitations, it is a game. Get that connected up there. Turn that off. Connect that ready. Ideal. Good job. It's a little bit dirty, but that's the shop's problem. Right, I'm going to get the rest of this chucked into the mill, and I think we're good. Yeah, not a bad episode, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I've quite enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the money when it comes through, although somehow we seem to have spent about £400 more just by paying someone to do the work, but that's the beauty of playing it at times 10, I guess, isn't it, really? It does make everything cost a bit more money, so yeah, adds that little bit to the realism. And what do? Do I jump straight into harvesting next episode? Do I pay our mate Thierry, who's disappeared from the cab now? Do I pay him to harvest the other field and we come down here and get a little bit of baling done? Just to make sure the cows are cheerful? Maybe that's the way that we do it. It will certainly break it up a little bit from just continuous harvesting in everything. So maybe that's how we go. I've just somehow paid another £7 of wages again then. Don't know how that happened. Amazing. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it again. And as always, I really appreciate you watching. And until the next episode, cheers and God.